Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to what has been one of the most interesting adventures I've taken in 2020. This is a video of how I decided to buy a new car, my 2015 Audi S4.
Smaller handheld devices in your hand or seat pocket. Devices must remain in airplane mode until
Alright, got the whole front end taped up, mirrors, bumper, hood. If you look closely, it's kind of bad, but really running short on time. So just making sure that not getting any rock chips or scrapes, all that kind of stuff while I'm making this 2,200 mile journey. First fill up of the trip, Shell 91, ready to hit the road. And this is where I was when I was recording the intro to this video. Kind of backwards, but that's movie magic, baby. Now let's continue to me rambling.
Now, I've been wanting this car for a really long time. You know, when people ask you what your dream car is, you gotta have a reasonable one, and then you can have one that's a little bit more outlandish. The S4 has been my reasonable dream car for a very long time, ever since like high school. Now, I do own a 350Z currently, a 2008, but I never really thought about wanting a Z when I got that car. It just kind of worked out with that way because I wanted a car at the time that was manual, rear-wheel drive, and had a decent amount of power. I got very fortunate with my 350Z, and I still love it very much. I still have it, but I decided to pull the trigger on the S4 and decided to come all the way across the country to pick up this car. So why, everybody asks me, did you go all the way across, all the way to Vegas to buy this car? Well, it's not one of those cars where you can just find it everywhere. I mean, there's a decent amount of them, but it's not like buying a Camry. Basically, with the S4, I was looking for one that was white and that had an Alcantara interior. So these seats here, this material here, that's Alcantara, and it's in the middle of the leather that's on the sides. So I found one in Vegas. It was a really good price. I do have a friend out here. His name's Jeremy. Shout out. So I had him come check the car out. Let me know if it was good or not. He said it was in really good condition. I was like, okay, cool. And the seller was very, very cooperative. He was very straightforward, which made this transaction very easy. So basically, I decided, why not, you know? And originally I was going to get the car shipped back to Charlotte, North Carolina from Vegas, but I figured, how often do you get an excuse to make a road trip? So I went ahead and booked my flights and, you know, made it happen. I came to check out the car, looked great, I purchased it, and then 1 week after, which is now, I am driving it back. Hopefully I can make it back within 3 days. That's going to be the goal, but we'll see how it goes. If you want to tag along, I'm going to be making a video of the trip somewhat. Now, I can't stop everywhere because I got to try and make it back within a reasonable amount of time so that I can get back to work, but I'm going to try my best.
Look at the scenery. This is the bridge that crosses over top the Hoover Dam. Well, it's a bridge built next to the Hoover Dam. The Hoover Dam's right over to the left over there. But means I've left Vegas, probably about 30 minutes outside, and here is the sign welcoming me to Arizona, the Grand Canyon State. That's a pretty cool sign. I'm gonna do a little bit of a rip here. Stop for a scenic overlook.
Status update. About right around 250 miles in, about 3.5 hours-ish from Vegas. Still in Arizona, but it's really cool to see how it transitions from being like all canyons and desert to like small shrubs, and then it gets to grasslands, and now it's just a whole lot of just like Like, I think they're all pine trees. I'm not a huge tree expert, but there's so many more trees now that are covering the mountains and the landscape. And it's just cool to see all like these different natural biomes, you know, as you leave certain areas and you head more east, it's just like slowly transitions just naturally. And it's really, really cool to experience. So just cruising, speed limit here is 75, as you can see on this sign coming up. I was cruising at about 85, but I ran past a couple cops and, you know, don't want to really take the chance on that. But yeah, this car is really, really comfortable for road tripping. These seats are incredible. Got my whole setup for my camera, my phone mounts. Got me a little cooler from Walmart. Went and stocked up before the trip. When I got my painter's tape, got a bunch of body armors, a lot of waters, Red Bulls, all that kind of stuff. I went through 1 Red Bull so far and 1 body armor. So not too bad, trying to stay hydrated. Might make a fuel stop here pretty soon. But this is a great, great long distance driver. Making a stop in Flagstaff, Arizona. This place is beautiful. And it's like 56 degrees outside because I'm like 7,000 feet above sea level. I'm so glad I brought my jacket. Alright, boys and girls, this is a spot in the highway where the driver decided to get a top end run in the vehicle. I would advise you not to try this at home, as this was filmed in Mexico as well. My car guys know where that is. Stopped on the side of the road off of the highway over there just to take in this area. It's a little windy, so I apologize about that. It just looks so cool out here. I also wanted to check out the sunset. Got a little time lapse going with the GoPro. Alright,
So I've reached the point. I got 4 more hours to go. Gotta make it to the hotel by midnight. Let's hope this thing helps.
Hey, made it to New Mexico. I missed recording the sign because it was the middle of the night, and I had the phone screen off, so I couldn't see it. This is me after drinking that extra strength 5-hour energy. I've never had one before, but as you can tell, I'm pretty sure it works. My eyes are still a little tired, but I mean, I have a lot more energy to keep going. So my goal is going to be to try and make it to the hotel without stopping. But if I do get sleepy, obviously it's safer to take a break. So we'll see what happens. But New Mexico, let's go. Ready to see Albuquerque. That was a reference to Bugs Bunny if anybody thinks I'm weird. Alright.
There it is. After a very long time of nothing, all these lights. Albuquerque, New Mexico. So, I made it. Last night at about, I'd say, 1:30 in the current time, since I went up an hour, since I was 3 hours behind. I got here at like 1:30 last night. Really had to push through to make it, but here we are, comfort in, baby. So now I'm gonna go ahead and head out again. Just woke up like 10-15 minutes ago and start day 2. Next stop, Memphis. Leaving New Mexico. It's another state down. Welcome to the great state of Texas. All right. 815 miles in. Almost halfway. Big fans in the distance. Whole lot of windmills. Oklahoma, another state down. Let's go.
I'm bored as shit. Yeah, that's kind of how it's going. I'm driving through Oklahoma right now. Hit Texas, hit Oklahoma. Also gonna get Arkansas in today. Probably about 50 miles out of Oklahoma City right now. Just actually hit 1,100 miles. So halfway, we made it. Kind of tired. Mentally, not really physically. Just bored, tired. But I'm having a great time just listening to podcasts, jamming out to some tunes, seeing the United States countryside. Lots of cows. It's more green than it's been since I embarked on this journey. Oklahoma is probably the greenest I've seen it. Because I'm used to it on the East Coast, obviously, but I'm used to it, so it's more boring. It's a lot more interesting seeing all the rocks and mountains and all that kind of stuff out in Arizona and Nevada. So, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, we're making it happen. Car's running strong. Happy to say that, and getting pretty good gas mileage too for being like it's a supercharged V6, but in the comfort efficiency mode, I get about, I'd say like 30, 32 miles per gallon on the highway. So really solid. Haven't spent too much on gas, honestly. So just cruising, making it happen. And I'll check back in once I make it to the OKC. I wonder if they have any big buildings. I haven't seen many big buildings. Most of the cities out this way are built more horizontally than they are vertically. But we'll see. See what it looks like. Here we are, OKC. Another big city on the way. There's those tall buildings I was hoping to see. Lit. Only 6 more hours to drive today. Welcome to Arkansas. That's 8 hours down for today. 4 more to go until Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis. Really cool bridge here. There's the skyline to the right and the giant Bass Pro Shops pyramid where you can just see the green. But here we are. Welcome to Tennessee. I gotta say, this is one of the better welcomes I've had to a state. Shout out. This bridge is cool as heck. Just made it to the hotel. Hotel Indigo. Downtown Memphis is pretty freaking cool. Never been here before. Alright, made it to Memphis, the Hotel Indigo. This place looks really cool. Very modern in design. Glad I decided to splurge a little. So basically after a 12-hour day, maybe like 13, 14 with stops included, made it from, where was it? San Rosa, New Mexico, right before Texas, all the way to Memphis, Tennessee. Last day is going to be tomorrow, day 3. Going to drive about, let's say, another 9-10 hours. Hopefully be back home.
I'll check in tomorrow morning. Good morning, Memphis. Day 3, last and final day, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Another 650, 700 miles to go, all the way through Tennessee to North Carolina and back home to Charlotte. So, almost done on the road trip and home with the car. Very excited. Also, that hotel, Indigo, definitely recommend. It was very nice and fancy. And yeah, Memphis is pretty cool too. I wish I had more time to check this place out, but not on this trip, unfortunately. Gotta make it home. Look at those Appalachia boys. Saw the big mountains on the west to the big mountains on the east. Almost back to North Carolina, baby. Oh, look at all this green. That's what I'm talking about. Oh my God. Look at that beautiful sign. That's home, baby. Welcome to North Carolina. Woo! Hopefully this is the last fuel stop of the trip. I think I just passed over 2,000 miles and I've got about 2 hours left on the drive back. I think the tape held up pretty well even through all the rain. Of course it's coming up on a couple spots, but all in all, as much as it went through, I think it did pretty well. Shout out Asheville. Been in traffic for about 30 minutes now.